go. Gift already. It's not that. Good morning. I have actually had a few little technical issues this morning. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me in this camera, the one that I'm looking straight into at the moment. And I can see, yes, I have Tracy here. Good morning to Tracy. And I'll be looking off the side because I've got the camera in a different spot. Good morning to you, Kat, and good morning, Fiona. So interestingly, I think with the changes that Facebook have made with their Facebook 5, that it's created a few little issues in the BeLive platform because that's the main one that BeLive is actually streaming into. I am streaming into my timetv.live. So if you click the link that's above in a description or wherever it shows up on a mobile, that's where I'll see your comments to bring them up like this and do Kathy's. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? And screen tools fuzzy. Oh, goodness. Screen tools fuzzy, but can hear you. That looks a bit weird. Oh, dear. I don't know how to do the nothing out of that one this morning. G'day, Sarah. You're over on my Ros Boundy page, so it's nice to see you there. Thank you for popping in and watching. I'm going to take the text off, scrolling text. It is a bit of elimination in what the problem is at the moment. Can't seem to find it, as in the tech team. So I'll just have to keep going with what I've got. It's all good now, is it? Oh, good. Thank you for that. Okay, now I do need to swap it around. It is a reminder that it is just the general card spread reading that we have on these mornings. So keep that in mind, but also be ready and receive your own messages from it that you get from that heart space of your own. Okay, now I'm just going to swap it around and we'll have the cards in front of us. Okay, now what I've got there, as you can see, I have got the card deck sitting on top right in the middle one. What we usually have is the workspace there where the heart is. We've got the bridges where home space is. Right at the top, we've got time card in the unexpected. And down here, we've got the clouds in your role. And what we've got for the reveal, straight underneath in the outcome card that's there, what we've got is the coffin card in the outcome. I looked at that and thought, oh, God, really? But it's not a bad card. None of the cards are bad cards. They just have the meanings of what they are in the context of where they are, which is what I do explain. So where we've got the heart card in our business or workspace, I mean, as far as work goes, I consider it business, really, because I'm self-employed, solopreneur, whatever term label you want to give to anything, really. I'm not working for someone else as an employee. So whatever level of income earning capacity role that you play, that's what this is about. And it really is placing your heart into your work. That's more of what it is about today, and I'm feeling. Now, I'm just going to, so you have colours screen, Fiona. Whoops, that sounds a bit weird. You might be on a replay. I don't know. Got a better see, Ros, 0. Oh, yeah, Fiona, you did find where to come over to the My Time. That's good. And Rosie, you only see a green screen? Green screen? Oh, goodness, there is some issues, isn't there? I've gone out and come back in. Yeah, sometimes that's what does it. And I had to do that as well. I did need to actually bring, hit the little refresh button to refresh my screen in BeLive and hoped it was all good. And that was just as I was starting. I could see something was frozen this end. Yeah, so good, all good now. Wonderful. So it really is about bringing your heart into what you do on all levels, as far as the work, the earning, what we do, how we behave, our perspective and everything around our life, our earning, what we're bringing in for our livelihoods. So I'm just feeling, it really is feel the love of what you're doing. And if it's not there yet, find the different ways that you can look at it to be there with that, okay? So we're moving across to the bridges that's now in the home space, and that's taking choices and taking steps to actually move from one to another, level here too, but even though the bridges are level, but we've got the two different levels, one that's closer than the other. So it is, to me, the bridges really is a bit more about decisions and making decisions and the interaction. Sometimes you might have to cross the bridge to interact with someone else that's in your home space, rather than just yelling across the void type of thing. Fiona, you're over on my Ros Bounty page as well, are you? You see me better on that one. Oh, that's interesting. And Carol, you've mentioned me too. Yeah. So take the steps. See if you really do need to move across to a different spot, as far as even if it's mentally or emotionally, or even as just a different view on the physical level sometimes too can just change it, can't it? So, and then we've got time in the unexpected. I just love this depiction here of all the different clocks, and it's got a rooster and it's got an owl and it's got I'm not sure what that one is up there, and I go way off if I've got to have a quick look. Yes, not sure, but there's so many different levels and mechanisms and ways of being exactly the right time with exactly the right tool. So that's what I'm feeling with that one today. It is the right tool and the right time, and having things just falling into place. So that being the unexpected, you'll know when that happens because it'll just click like that. That too, I think, is where we've got the clouds in our own space, in that part that's our role. Oh, there you go. And Jodine, this is a general card reading of the spread. It's not the individual card pulls this session. So that's where we're at with this one. Every 8 o'clock one is this, explained that way. And Fiona, you're now on my time again. That's good. That's good. Well, I feel myself that I'm on my time again as well because of the part-time job didn't work out, and for various reasons, all okay. I can sort of be back into creating and growing what I would like to be doing as the therapist, as the hypnotherapist, as the sound therapist, as the psychic medium. All the various things that we do actually slip into labeling ourselves, and really I think that's where we need to be taking those clouds out of our mind and just having the clarity and the freedom to actually be who we are, rather than finding labels for ourselves and sticking with what is past beliefs around who and what we are, what we do and all the rest. Just treading that path really of looking within to actually sense our own beingness, to be able to just grow that. I mean, there certainly are boundaries because of society. There is those boundaries that we need to be aware of and conforming to, because that's what government is and that's what society is. But it doesn't mean we have to lock down our inner self to be conformed. We can set ourselves free from this, and fly free, like we've got with the clouds card today. And I do feel that's our role. And now we come to the coffin as that outcome. I looked at it and thought, I don't want to look at that, because, as far as yesterday with being Father's Day and the remembering of so many beautiful memories of my childhood and dad, and now past, and so many others fathers have passed, and all that's creates on our emotional level. It's not that it's I mean, it is sad, but it's ultimately, it is what pathway of life, born, live, die, and all of that cycle goes. It is the love that we can experience in our lifetime and moving it through and into the next, or whatever the next experience is going to be. It really is living this life to the best that we can, and knowing that what we're going to move through with our spirit, because that's what this God is doing, moving that soul spirit onto the next lifetime, that we too can experience that continuity and that feeling of, look, it doesn't end. We're only putting that barrier on it ourselves as we live here in a finite world. It sort of almost engenders its own self-generation of that belief. We don't have to. We can set ourselves free with that freedom of understanding, that freedom of knowing that in whatever way we are more than this body that does end up however it does after our death, whether it's a coffin, sarcophagus, cremated, or whatever. We are still continuing onward. And, if you have children, it's within your children and your grandchildren and further on in the genetic seed, the DNA, all of that side of it. But I feel it's even more than that. Our soul does continue on as its own, well, I won't say entity, but it is a spirit. It is and Fiona, thank you, so true, Ross. If it looks like I'm looking away, I do have to look at the screen over this way. And hi, Shaz, how are you? So, so you like the middle card as a bed. I say that because that's how you send your son to heaven. Yeah. And it is, look, as a psychic medium, each and every one of us actually does have the ability to connect with that inner soul essence that we have, with that is the continuity of our, the people around us. We are all in that, the 5 elements that we have too around and about us. It's the water, air, earth. Oh, gee, now I can't remember what the other ones. Ether's one of them. Water, air, earth, fire, and ether. And I'm not sure whether that's directly connected with Wiccan. I know that metal is one of them with the Chinese. It's just it's all complete. It really is the complete, the wholeness of it. So, and Sarah, hi, yeah. Maybe a connection with our loved ones that have passed. That's right. All of us can. We all have the ability. It's just that over time, many of us have been taught out of it, told to believe something different. And I do encourage each and every one of you to actually feel into your own central, just your heart space, that feel within, and explore that as far as what actually is for you and your being here. And how you feel about your own connection to your own soul, basically, how it feels. We don't spend enough time to actually do that and discover who we are. I do, and what our capabilities are, because each and every one of us can connect to those on the other side. It can take practice, it can take teaching, it can take whatever it takes, basically, or some do have it more naturally. Leanne Winston, for instance, felt that right from when she was a little tot. Many others do that are psychic mediums. It's just having that understanding, that knowing within, and just letting it grow. It's not something that has to be public. It's not something that has to be used for anyone else except yourself at all. There's not that obligation. It's just enjoy who you are. Okay? Now, and Fiona, you've also added, do those little hearts come up in a row? Oh, they do show up on the screen. Goody, goody. I love those. And the clouds card, woo. So click with me to the next step, taking pics through the day. Yeah. It's one of those things that, it's one of those things that yesterday, as I was doing a little walk down to the beach and waiting for a train. I did do a couple of little lives on that. I was waiting for the train to go past because the steam ranger was going to be, I think it was Mount Barker through to Victor Harbour. I know it was Victor Harbour because my sister said that, and I couldn't remember where she said it started from. But, to wave to her as she was going past, I didn't get the one that went that way to Victor. I got the one that was that way back to where it started from. And I was doing the photos, the video of the clouds, because they're just so wispy and beautiful. And, sometimes we're not looking enough at that. It's like smelling the roses, taking the time to smell the roses. I actually had the time to look at the clouds, not something I do often. We do need to spend that time to look within and really, give the breath of fresh air to our own understanding of where we are in our own lives. That's why that's in our role. That's your role, your responsibility in this card type of thing. For today, it really is the right time's going to pop up to actually delve into that inner beingness, and especially around our relationships, taking what steps we need to. I feel that by the time we've actually come to the end of our day, we'll realise or feel that something is complete. We have ditched, we've given a death ceremony to some part of our understanding that we don't need anymore. Because that then allows that newness and that freshness and freedom of how to understand what is our next step. Okay, so that is what I'm feeling around that at the moment. So I'm just going to switch. Oh God, where am I? Trying to use the two different screens because I've got my eCam going in the background as well. That's how I'm doing the two cameras, is using my eCam. Shame it's only available on a Mac because it's such a good program for the live streaming. The only reason I don't use it for the main parts, because getting a guest on using Skype's a bit of a, I haven't tried it. I don't like Skype. Sorry, Skype. It was useful in its day when it first started up. I don't think they've improved a great deal on the connectability, reliability and connectability when bringing guests in. So that's where we will finish for today. Thank you for popping in. And Fiona, you've also mentioned clouds tell you a story. And that's what they were doing for me yesterday as I was looking up to them. And it really was lovely because they move. It's not something, and it really reflects what is our own lives. We're not here to be static and standing still and getting stagnant. Because that's all that will happen if we don't allow the change. Each and every second that we're alive is change. So that really is the guarantee of what we have in our lives. Everything will change constantly because this present moment is not going to be the same as the next one, and etc. And even what I said 5 minutes ago is the past. It's in the history. So it's taking the moments as we are in the present moment and moving forward with that. So I really love the cards as part of that guidance. It really does give a bit more clarity into that inner knowing. Could be something else for you. Just spending that time even with self and in that space. I just call it the Zen space. Sit in silence. It doesn't have to be silence. You can put meditation music on in the background if you want, and allow yourself that time to just discover and be. Anyway, excuse me. So Fiona's just mentioning, I'm not sure what they're telling me, SRY. I do know you have some difficulty sometimes with the typing, so that's fine. Thank you. Look, thank you, Fiona. It's lovely to have you here. Jodine, yes, StreamYard is a good streaming service. I have got the subscription to it. It's each and every one of them has a slightly different slant on how they are better for purpose than one or another. This at the moment is streaming live to the mytimetv.live and to my YouTube channel. So it's got the two channels. It doesn't do it's only the two at once that BeLive will stream to. And in most instances, it's quite reliable, I've found over time. My purpose is I like to use the two cameras, hence having this and this one, and I can add 3 or 4 normally. At the moment, that's the glitch with BeLive and why I'm using eCam. eCam does use Restream, and I can multi-stream as well. They're all different. And StreamYard for me, I don't mind it, but it's not the one I've become familiar with. I really enjoy the Be Live. Each one different purpose. So thank you though for reminding everyone. Yes, there's different ways of being able to go live like I am really easily. Even just the native live in Facebook works really well. It depends on your purpose. The Zoom can be live streamed into Facebook. They can be put onto your websites, your own websites. There's so many different ways. And I'm discovering a few. Well, I will be developing a few more. Not developing. I'm not a developer. I will be using a few more, especially when my Rosbounty website is actually up to scratch. Still not quite there yet, but getting there. So keep an eye on. I'll definitely be posting that when it actually is live and up to date and useful. Okay. So thank you for being here, and I'll continue being here. Well, tomorrow, yes, definitely at 8 o'clock. We do have the Lifestyle Psychic and Wellness Expo coming up next Sunday. So that's only, now 6 days away. And that is, I haven't actually even set up the reminder for that here. I'll do that for tomorrow morning. I haven't quite got that set up, I don't think. I'm just having a quick look, so I'm going to be looking like I'm looking away. No, it's not there at the moment. Not sure what the heck that one is. What is that? No, I've got that. No, haven't got it there ready. There is some spots for store holders still, or sponsors, because it is a 6-hour show online, hosting it here. So that's going to be fun. So just give us a yell out if you want to have a stall. It's online stall space. It means, the 15-minute spot or a half-hour spot, 25-minute spot for promoting you or your products. Yep, works really well. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that too much. I do need to go. I try to keep these under the 15 minutes. I've already gone near 25. Thank you. Continue to be the best persons that you can be. And namaste till tomorrow. Bye for now.